What's going on, everybody? It's Antstroworld here. Today, we're going to be doing a live stream. We're going to be ranking Wrestlemanias 30 to 39. Got two guests with me here. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, starting with Chris.
Yeah. I'm Chris. That's none too crazy though.
Savage.
Yeah, we gonna go by that. Yeah, savage type shit.
Savage.
Michael, camera off, cause hair looking crazy right now. Y'all can be like, who the fuck is that homeless man? So I had it off. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm here.
All right, so basically, I got a tier list right here, starting with Hall of Fame S tier, Amazing A tier, Good B tier, Mid C tier, Bad D tier, and then Horrible Worst F tier. So for starters, we're going to be doing WrestleMania 31, or actually WrestleMania 30. So for this Mania, what will you guys put it under?
Okay. What? I'm mid tier.
Mid tier?
I'm gonna say mid tier because I
Wait,
think that.
wait.
Oh
Hold
no,
on, hold
no,
on.
no, no,
I
no.
think in all fairness, I think we should look at the match card
Mm-hmm.
and really just look at the match card first because we might be missing some gems.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at the match card first.
You know what? You're right. But
Because I
hold
kind of
on.
know the match card off the top of my head, but like just pull it up just in case I'm missing any. Because I know for a fact we obviously have Undertaker Brock Lesnar, where Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker and broke his streak going
And
21-1.
granted, that's not a bad match because look, this is the thing. I feel like it was the wrong winner, but I don't think that was a bad match. I feel
It
like
was
it
a
was
good
a
match.
it was a good match. I just feel like it wasn't the right winner, but I don't think it takes away from like the impact of it. I think that was a good match to put on the main. That shit had everybody shocked. Like
It's
that
the
shit
most
was
shocking moment in like WrestleMania history and
so
wrestling history, to be quite honest.
I think it deserves B tier. I'm not gonna lie. I think overall, I think the pay per view deserves B tier.
I'm trying to
I'm
look at the card. Here we go.
I'm
Here we go.
thinking B tier myself too, but let's like go through
Because
the matches too. Like let's just see like
I'm gonna
what
start with
different types.
the first match. I'm looking at should I look at the hold up? I think this is the first match thing is a kickoff match, which was the Usos versus Los Matadores versus the Real Americans and versus what the fuck is a right back soul.
Right back in Curtis Axel, real ones
Oh my
know.
god. Top three tag and it was like a fatal four way elimination match for the tag titles.
Sleeper match, sleeper, forgettable, but a little sleeper.
Very forgettable. I don't remember it.
I
Oh
don't really
my
remember it.
god!
Uh, what was the
I
kickoff?
ain't
Wasn't
gonna
it
lie.
Daniel Bryan
This
and Triple
this
H, right?
card
Yes,
is
yeah,
better
that was
than
the
I
opener.
thought, y'all. It's better than I thought, y'all. Hold on. We looking because I remember it, but bro, my memory's bad. I'm not gonna lie. After 2 years, I forget things. So hold on. So we looking at this. So Dave Bryan versus Triple H. I love that match. Yeah,
One
we
of the
know
best
that's
kickoff matches ever, bro. One of the
y'all
best
know
kickoff
that.
matches.
Dave Bryan was that guy. Yeah, I love when he had that motherfucking that sling around, that little
The
band-aid. That
bandage
little
because of the
yeah.
attack that happened the week
Yeah, that shit
prior.
looked
Yep.
mad raw. Like he came out there looking like a fallen soldier. That shit was just legendary. The main event, legend. Like, bro, wait, was Undertaker and Brock the main event, or was it
No, it was
It was the
Daniel.
triple
Dane
threat
Bryan? All
match.
right, thank you. All right, yeah, the main event, perfect. I'm not gonna lie, Dane Bryan finally got his redeeming moment. Look, Bray Wyatt and John Cena, just man, just come on, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. But come on, man, that was great. I feel like John Cena really gave Bray his flowers right there. Really gave him his push.
Told a
But
lot
I'm
of
not gonna lie,
There's a
there
lot
is
of
some mid
storytelling
here.
within that match too. It made like Bray look strong, but in the end, like Cena prevailed and got that W. Like he
Hmm.
barely got that W, which makes it even
Yeah,
more special because it showed how like good that Cena is with somebody, like how strong he can make somebody look.
and still win on top of that.
Exactly.
Yup. But I do think there's some misses on here. So I see right back so and I'm just not gonna even pay that no mind. The real Americans. Okay, we just gonna not do that. Okay, in the Vicky Guerrero Divas Championship Invitational.
Oh yeah, that what was it? That like battle royal, or was it like the multi women
Bro,
match?
I don't remember.
Because I know AJ Lee was the Divas champion during that time. AJ Lee
Yeah,
was the
she
Divas
was.
champion.
She was. I don't remember the outcome. I don't remember what that match was. I'm not gonna lie. I really
If
don't.
I if I do recall, I think she made Naomi tap out with the Black Widow. If I'm not mistaken, I have to go back and look at that like off stream. But like, I think she made somebody submit with the Black Widow. But that match wasn't really nothing. Like, it wasn't really important. That might that might get some people upset me saying that, but
Nah, you ain't tell a lot. That shit was
yeah,
not. I forgot it even happened myself.
yeah. It's
But
like one of those
overall,
filler matches on the card.
What y'all give it? Overall, I say B tier.
I'm gonna say B tier because look, Daniel Bryan winning. This is like the pay-per-view. This is like the era where Daniel Bryan became my favorite wrestler of all time. So this pay-per-view has a lot of sentimental value to me because this is when I started watching wrestling again. But for the most part, there was a lot of great, memorable matches. Has some filler matches, some okay, whatever is on the card. It is what it is. But overall, yeah, I'm gonna say B tier.
There's one match I wanted to talk about. The Shield versus Kane and New Age Outlaws. That match didn't even go 3 minutes.
That was a squash. That was a
That was a
complete
literal
squash match.
squash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah, honestly, I say B tier.
I still put it in mid tier.
Yeah, but I just now listen, bro. I just feel like the fact that we got to see we don't often get to see monumental moments in wrestling, and I feel like whether it's a win or a loss, I feel like monumental moments should be. It should really be like we should glorify this WrestleMania, like bro. Like even though the Undertaker lost, bro, like that was a legacy. That was a run. Like that was a crazy run to do that for so many years and to defend your streak every year. That shit was honestly crazy. And it's crazy that it ended. Brock Lesnar was like one of the biggest stars that ever came out of wrestling to ever go to combat sports. And this shit was crazy. This man was like a fucking freak of nature. So for somebody like Brock, like as a kid looking at, I was like, yo, bro, there's no way who gonna beat Brock Lesnar if he just beat the Undertaker, and then he came out and squashed John Cena at SummerSlam. It was just like they made the best of it. I don't think he should have beat Undertaker, but bro, I'm not gonna lie, that's one hell of a fucking match. Daniel Bryan winning. Daniel Bryan's like the average man, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
The small guy, the guy that was getting called a B+ player and everything like that, and then he overcame the odds.
We watch him get beat up by the Authority all year. You watch them come out of nowhere with random match stipulations and do all kind of fucking gauntlet matches and shit, bro. And he fucking kept prevailing. The fucking fans even. I remember when the fans was in the ring doing the yes
crowd,
chant,
yes,
like
yeah, with all the shirts, yes.
Bro, I'm telling you, that whole run leading up to that match was just generational. Those two matches right there and there just sets his WrestleMania ass B tier at least,
bro. So many good moments out of that Mania, but in all honesty, I really just put it in B tier because it's good. I wouldn't say it's amazing. Wouldn't say it's Hall of Fame, like one of the best of all time, but it's good because there's some good moments in it. But now, on to the next Mania.
31.
So before I give my opinion, I want to know from you guys, where are we ranking WrestleMania 31?
I'm going to put this one, I think I'm going to say A tier.
A tier?
I think it's really, really good Mania.
What about you, Savage?
Match card. I ain't gonna lie. We gonna break this down. We gonna break this down.
We gotta break it down. This is WrestleMania 31. WrestleMania 31.
Oh yeah, this a gem. Hold on.
Let's start off with like the opening match, which was the Intercontinental Championship match, the ladder match. That was a great way to start off this pay-per-view, nonetheless. What was it? Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper,
Dolph Ziggler,
R-Truth.
That's prom Dolph. Oh my god.
That whole match was stacked with all this good talent. Like whether it was mid-card, main event, potential main event, that whole match was just stacked to the brim.
Paige and AJ Lee versus the Bella Twins.
That
I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't like no blockbuster match, but I'm not gonna lie, just Paige and AJ Lee, they was like those was the two guys back girls. Those was the two girls back then.
they
Those
held
was the
down the
top.
fort for the women's
Yup,
division before like
they
it
really
transferred
did.
onto the Revolution. Like
And
they
then
were
they
the
was
end of the yeah.
they had to beat on the models for a match. You feel me? We love that. We love the team up was cool. Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, but just John Cena and this Rusev shit. Now look, I'm not gonna lie, I was hooked. I was so hooked on this shit. When Rusev was on his undefeated streak, I'm like, who beating this nigga? This nigga coming out here, he got them sitting on their back. He like 300 pounds, 400 pounds sitting on their back. Like, come on, bro. Just squashing niggas day after day. He was on like a 20-30 match win streak.
Something
Then
like
he
that. I
going
think even 50 to be quite honest with you.
yeah, it might have been that hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but John Cena winning that shit was just
Could we talk about the
no.
springboard stunner that he pulled out during the match and everybody was
Nah,
going crazy? Bro,
yeah, he
when I
was
was
pulling out some
like 14
bullshit.
when this pay-per-view came out, and when I saw him do that, I lost it.
He was pulling out some shit out of his bag, bro.
I miss 2015 Cena. That was my favorite version of Cena. But what other matches on this pay-per-view? Because me personally,
Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
I'm putting this pay-per-view Hall of Fame. This is my favorite WrestleMania of all time. 31,
I don't blame it.
one of my favorite ones of all time. I'm sorry, like this pay-per-view to me was perfect from start to finish. Like everything about it. Like the opening match, all the filler matches, like the US
I'm not
title
gonna lie.
match, all that.
I think you're right, bro. I think you're right. No, hold on. Either A or S. I feel like no lower because bro, this lineup is fucking ridiculous, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar match is forever classic. I love it to
That's their
death.
best match. That's their best.
I would die on a hill.
Their best match. Like, and the fact that it was their first match ever together and they couldn't top it after that, yeah, that's their best match. WrestleMania 31. And we can't forget the cash in. Seth Rollins cashing in, making it a triple threat, winning the world title.
Yeah. That shit was crazy. I
That was
forgot
the
that.
icing on the cake. That was the
Yeah.
cherry on top. That's
Like
what made me
looking at
become a
the
Seth Rollins
card.
fan too.
Yeah, looking at this card, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, bro, don't forget the Randy and Seth match and fucking Randy caught him off his
Mid-air-
shoulder and did that
Off the
mid-air
curb stop.
RKO. That's
His
the
best
best
RKO.
RKO of all time. That shit was crazy.
And then we can't forget too Triple H and Sting. I mean,
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
You try to
it
sneak that in
wasn't like,
there.
but here's the thing. Like 20 years ago, it would have been amazing. It probably would have been a classic match. Years later, them having it at 31, where they're pretty much exiting their prime. It was fun. It was a cool match. Had a lot of nostalgic value, but yeah, I mean, it was good. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't a classic. It was just good. A lot of better matches on that whole pay-per-view, but when it came to Triple H and Sting, it was good. I mean, I was somewhat hyped for it, but yeah. What other matches though? Like,
Let me think. There was some. Was there not a tag title match? Am I tripping?
how can I forget Undertaker and Bray Wyatt? This was Undertaker's first match back after losing to previous year WrestleMania 30 against Brock Lesnar.
Oh shit!
That was really good of a match, in my opinion. I mean, it wasn't spectacular, but it was still really good.
Bro, and this is when the IC belt was like not like how it is now. Because I feel like Gunther is doing tremendous shit with it. But this is when the IC championship was like that shit. I'm not gonna lie. They had the dogs going after that shit.
That's my favorite design of the belt too. The
back
white.
then, bro, like 2015, the mid-card titles was something, meant something. They had Cena competing for that shit. They had Daniel Bryan competing for that shit. It was Dean Ambrose, like, bro, it was actually.
Bro, the U.S. Open Challenge in 2015, like that was my favorite thing out of the whole year. The U.S. Open Challenge, like everything about that. Like the thing is, it starts at Mania because he beats Rusev, and it leads to like the greatest run for a mid card title, in my opinion. So that's why I think WrestleMania 31 should be a Hall of Fame because it literally like started new eras, started new things for so many different people, new paths, new storylines. Like that was probably one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life, to be quite honest.
That's a good ranking. So I guess we put it S. All right.
No,
Fuck
there
it.
too. Let me start with there too. Ass, 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 ass,
Hold
ass.
on. So 32.
Because like before I was very rudely interrupted. Ass, ass, and more ass.
Bruh. Ah, if I'm being honest, the jump from 31 to 32 is so disappointing. I'm going to put this bad. I'm not going to put it horrible worse, but I'm going to put it bad. Reason why I'm going to put it bad, or why I think it should be in bad, even though some of the matches didn't really live up to the hype, the card was pretty much shit. We can't really, say anything or do anything because half the people were injured. Like Rollins was gone, Orton was injured, Cesaro was injured, Nikki Bella, John Cena. Who else?
Cena came back though.
Cena did come back. You're right, but unfortunately wasn't able to compete, and he was supposed to compete. But yeah, like a lot of the people were just injured. That's what made WrestleMania 32 really ass. Like, can you even name like a really good match that came out of that pay per view besides what maybe the women's triple threat?
The ladder match for the IC belt.
Ladder match was good. Ladder match was decent.
Zack Ryder winning.
Now known as Matt Cardona, but yeah, I mean that was a shocker to me because I thought maybe Sami Zayn was going to win it, Miz, but they just pulled out.
No, because what pissed me off is he literally lost the next night back to Miz. There was no point of putting the title on him just for him to lose it right away.
It just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, okay, you want to push these new stars and everything, but you're going to drop the ball with them that quick. Like, should have gave him at least a decent month, maybe a couple months for that reign, but.
I don't think the fans was fucking with this. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Just to make this shit up, sitting in a booth of 30 guys and with scripts in your hand and say we gonna do triple. Cause I ain't gonna lie, that Triple H versus Roman Reigns match. I love Roman, but come on, bro.
Yeah.
At this, they was just throwing my nigga to the part timers and saying, "Yo, you gonna beat these legends even though they passed their prime, and the fans gonna hate you still."
The crowd did not care for that match. Like literally, they were just so out of it. Bro, it was so bad.
Bro, look, bro, it was look, and then it was Shane versus Undertaker.
That match was solid.
That match was actually solid. Now that you mentioned that, Hell in a Cell.
That was a good. That wasn't a bad match. It wasn't a bad match, bro.
Wait. Dean versus Brock. What do we think about that?
That was a mid match. Brock don't like Dean, so Brock didn't sell any of his moves. Brock didn't even really give it his all like he did with other people. You feel me? Because if Brock like you, he gonna sell for you. He didn't Dean. He wasn't really working with Dean like that. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know if y'all ever seen that Paul Heyman podcast or when he was in that stage and he was talking to the audience. It was a Q&A and he just talked about how Dean Ambrose was unprofessional, this, that, and the third. That's why Brock Lesnar didn't really have good chemistry with him in that match. He didn't like him. I think he was difficult to work with. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of Dean Ambrose or John Moxley, as he's known as now, but
I heard to work with. Yeah, I heard he was trying to push for certain extreme shit and Brock wasn't going for it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Because now that you mentioned that too, I remember during the match he pulled out that bat. What was it? The bat with the nails or the barbed wire, whatever it was, and he was going to use it. And the chainsaw too. Yeah.
But hey. And then also, bro, that Chris Jericho, it just feel like AJ Styles when it come to WrestleMania. He kind of lacks, and hey, don't kill me now, but when he get to WrestleMania, he just don't always have his best performances, or the matches just don't click. Like when he went against Shinsuke Nakamura, those are two guys you expect to have a banger of a match. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But when it just came down to it, it just wasn't that good of a match. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like Chris Jericho and AJ Styles had that good of a match to me. The match is okay, but it's just bro, you think of AJ Styles, you think of phenomenal, literally. You feel me? And it just wasn't phenomenal. It was okay.
Yeah, and the thing is too, they should have had Styles win because it was his Mania debut. first couple months in the company. Should have got a big win against Jericho. I mean, I know he got the win previous at Fastlane, like a month prior, but still, he should have won that match. Yeah, but that match wasn't really that memorable in my opinion. But yeah, overall, Mania 32, do we all agree is bad? I mean, it's not the worst, it's not horrible, but it's bad.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I say we just say it's bad. Just keep it that way. All right, so moving on, going to be going to Mania 33, which, in my opinion, is a big, huge upgrade from WrestleMania 32. So, what are we thinking?
I'm gonna put it in the. I'm gonna put it in good.
Good?
I think it was good. I don't think it was amazing.
I agree. I agree.
I feel like majority of it is actually a really good amount of it's carried by the Hardys returning.
Right, you're right. Savage, what you thinking?
Hold on, give me a second. I'll eat some popcorn.
Oh,
Of
no,
course,
you're
you
good.
eat.
You're good.
Of course you're eating.
Gotta grub, man. You gotta grub.
Nah, this some cheddar popcorn. This shit bust.
Oh,
Hold on. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. It, it was. Yeah, we gonna keep B tier. Y'all said.
B tier, yeah.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, keep that. Yeah, keep that there, bro. Undertaker versus Roman Reigns just make me wanna. Oh, Brock and Goldberg for 2 second match.
that was
And
perfect though. That was that much. It needed that amount of time. It did not need to go long at all.
nah,
I
it
mean,
did. It didn't need to happen.
it was kind of cool because Brock got his get back because he got embarrassed at Survivor Series when Goldberg returned. Goldberg was thinking he was going to do the same exact thing that he did, but Brock Lesnar was like,
Bro,
no,
it's just
I'm going to
like
beat
you
you,
don't.
get that Universal Championship.
No, bro. I feel like at pay-per-views, the championship matches is supposed to be the best match. Now, it's not always the best match on the card, of course, but I just feel like you're supposed to go out there and really make people go home and say, not go home and be like, oh, that was really cool. He hit like 2 finishers and 2 spears and 3 F5s. It's just, like, bro, it's
like spamming finishers like you're on 2K or something. Like, that's not really a match. You got to, like, put on a show. Like, you got to tell a story some way, shape, form, you know? But, what else is on
Yeah,
Mania
so B
33?
tier, bro. I ain't gonna lie. So I ain't gonna. Shane versus AJ was very good, but
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie. Baron Corbin and Dean is shit.
Wait, was that for what? The Intercontinental Championship? Wasn't it for the Intercontinental Championship? I'm pretty sure it was. Because I don't really remember that like that.
Yeah, it was for the IC.
I see. Yeah, that was a forgettable match. I totally forgot that match really happened. I knew there was an Intercontinental Championship match. I knew it had to be one of those two or
Jericho
whatever.
versus Owens was solid.
Solid, but in my opinion, should have been for the Universal title. They completely fumbled that whole thing. Should have been for the Universal title.
Fuck Goldberg. He a bitch.
Yeah, that was so unnecessary. That was the first time he had done that. And then later on, well, he did take the Fiend. May God rest his soul, but
yeah, we don't talk about the.
Like Shane versus AJ can almost say this whole Mania. Nah, fucking with
it was the opener. It set the precedent for the whole pay per view.
It could really save the ranking. I mean, like in our eyes, but it can't because I don't know. I think B it might have to stay at B, but I want to put it to A just because it got like so much star power. But man, it didn't like successfully just as much as it should have.
What we had also Randy versus Bray. The match could have been a lot better. Was it Alexa Bliss versus Naomi, if I'm not mistaken, or was it like that 6-pack challenge, something like that?
And then we had
6-pack challenge.
We had a Raw Women's title match at 2, I think.
Oh, the Fatal 4-Way. That's what it was. It was Nia Jax, Becky, Bayley. Oh no, Sasha, Bayley,
No,
and Charlotte.
It couldn't have been Becky because she didn't go to Raw yet.
Yeah, she was on the SmackDown Women's Championship match.
Who the hell is this?
Huh?
Oh, it's Hayden. Sorry. Someone sent me a friend request on PlayStation.
Oh, but yeah, overall, Mania 33, it's good. It's not amazing. It's not the best Mania ever. Has his moments. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. But now moving on to the next.
Ass, dog shit.
If I'm
Just,
being honest, this is
just
probably
skip it.
one of the
Skip it.
worst manias I've seen ever, bro.
And it's bad 'cause I was there live for it.
Wait, you
Yeah,
were there
bro.
live for it?
Unfortunately,
I feel so bad for you.
I
Yo,
We
know.
don't, we don't gotta. We don't really even spend too much time on this.
Please, please.
I kind of want to go in a little bit, though. I kind of want to go in just a little bit. So, for starters, let's see. The AJ Shinsuke match. We all thought that was going to be one of the greatest matches ever in WWE. Turns out to be a complete bust. Complete bust. And then the fact that they have Shinsuke turn heel after that wasn't really rocking with that. Like, it killed his momentum. And for like the last, 5-6 years, he's just been floating on the mid card, doing whatever. Jinder Mahal winning the United States Championship. Why did that need to happen? Should have been Rusev.
Oh,
Rusev
he
Day was
defended.
hot as fire. Should have won that. What other match? Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss.
Bro, I just feel like Shinsuke and AJ Styles did better than what they did. I'm disappointed in them. They could have had a generational match. They could have had us being like, oh, that shit was like top 10 all
They
time. But
literally could have topped the Wrestle Kingdom 10 match they had in 2016 before they both went to WWE, but they completely fumbled the bag. I don't know what happened. We all know it was creative. Vince calling all the audibles and all that crazy stuff.
any
We all
Nia
know they could have
Jax
had a good match.
any
Yeah, I don't
Nia
like.
Jax match back then was trash. I ain't gonna lie. Until recently she just got good. I'm not gonna lie.
You're right.
So
You're 100% right. She just got better. Like, she's been on a roll lately. But, like, back then, 2018, whatever, yeah, Nia Jax was in it. The only good things about this pay-per-view was the triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. Rollins, Miz, and Finn Balor. One of the greatest triple threats I've ever seen. I guess you could say Ronda and Kurt versus Stephanie and Triple H. That was a really good match.
Really? You think you? I don't remember it being that good.
I mean, it wasn't that great. I mean, it wasn't the greatest thing ever. It was good, you know.
It was good for what WrestleMania 34 was.
Yeah, for sure. But overall, I guess you could just say it's horrible. One of the worst manias ever. The worst mania out of these 10. Like, nothing was really captivating. The main event sucked. That was a complete bullshit waste of
no,
a main
I don't think
event.
we should put it in horrible. I just
What
think
are
we
you
should put it in.
fucking
We should put it
stupid?
in like bad. We should put it in bad. I
Want
don't
to
think we
put
should
it
put
in
it horrible.
bad?
Yeah, put it in bad.
No.
But here's the thing with me.
No.
Here's the thing, because out of these 10, I think it's the worst. So I just want to put it in the worst. But like, if we were to rank all the manias from 1 to 39, I probably would put it in like bad, maybe like mid, because in my opinion, the worst WrestleMania ever is 27. 27 is the worst of all time. The Mania sucked. It just sucked. But when it comes to just these 10 Manias, I'm putting 34 at worst. I know it had his moments, some of his moments, but there was a lot of bad moments that outshined the good moments. So, yeah, worst. But now moving on. 35. This is going to be an interesting one. So let me hear what you guys got to say. What do you think about 35?
Right.
35 for me, I will put it in good.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will put it in good. Just because, you know. Hold on, is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one.
35, I feel like was the year for the women, low key. Yeah,
For the
yeah,
women and for the
man.
fans. For the fans, important. Like, this Mania literally catered to the fans. Like, they gave the fans what they wanted. They gave us Kofi Mania. They gave us Rollins winning the world title against Brock, taking that title away from the part-timer that never showed up. Becky's main event, women's main event. A lot of, fan favorites getting their, moment to shine. Then let's see. You had a solid match between AJ and Randy. Like I said, it was nothing too special, but it was still a solid match. What else? Trying to think. You had that one like tag team fatal 4-way match. I think it was like what, Ricochet and Aleister Black versus
It's the Bar versus
the Usos versus the Bar versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev versus Ricochet and Aleister Black.
For the SmackDown tag titles. That was a really good match to me. Like everybody just showed out. Everybody was just showing what they're capable of. Obviously, Usos prevailed, which I wasn't mad about. Usos are one of my favorite tag teams ever. But what else? Oh yeah, the one low of this pay-per-view, Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. Should have been Kurt Angle versus John Cena. John Cena should have been the one to retire Kurt Angle, but obviously we all know the story about that. Vince didn't want that to happen. He wanted Kurt Angle to wait out another year for Cena just to beat him at 36, but fortunately that wasn't the case. But yeah, nonetheless, 35, I'm just going to put it in good.
That's cool.
Y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
Nah, wait, hold on. No, I don't. I feel like
what do you
we
think?
should. I feel like we should put this at good.
Yeah, is that good?
Amazing.
Amazing? You think it's amazing?
Yeah, I was feeling good, but I'm feeling amazing. I ain't gonna look. I love. Like as you said, they gave the fans what they want, and I feel like that's what WrestleMania is. I feel like WrestleMania is that like that ultimate fan experience where they see the biggest matches, where they get what they want that they don't get throughout the year because they got like a structure they want to follow. So I feel like amazing is good. I had a very innovative. It had innovative matches. Like this is very unique card. I feel like we got Kofi Mania. We got this fucking women's main event. Like it was just like, yo, what, bro? It was just overall, bro. Everybody got what they wanted, but then also I feel like the wrestlers went out their way to perform in a way that they didn't in previous years. Before this, not like the really good manias I'm talking about, but I'm talking about previous years where we got some of the mid. Like I feel like this year they went out their way to say, "Yo, we gonna turn this WrestleMania around." That's why I feel like we should get this amazing. Feel me? We had Ronda Rousey during this time. She was popping hot, steaming hot, like shit. You had Charlotte Flair. She was piping hot, and then we had Becky Lynch, and then we had Kofi. Bro, that shit was crazy, bro.
Kofi Mania is probably in my top 3. So my top 3 Mania moments goes Daniel Bryan winning at Mania 30, the cash in at Mania 31, and then Kofi Mania.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We gotta put it at amazing, bro.
Nah,
because think about
he's
it.
right. He's right. We're gonna put it at
that
amazing.
That moment right there, just I'm telling you, bro.
No.
Look, bro. Listen here, because you was going. So let's recap. I just feel like the Raw and Women's SmackDown Championship match, and I also feel like the WWE Championship match were 2 generational matches. The Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky, bro, that combination at that time frame with the popularity they had was just fucking insane.
2019.
Kofi finishing his story literally, like it's so crazy because this is what we say now with Cody, but Kofi actually finishing his story and winning a championship, something people think he could never do. That is an amazing moment. This is an amazing WrestleMania.
And let's keep in mind too, like history was made during this pay-per-view. It was the triple threat, that main event. It was the first time women ever main evented a WrestleMania. And then Kofi winning the WWE title, he was the first black wrestler to ever win the WWE title. So history right there. So yeah, putting that at amazing, where are you going to do it? It's going to be at amazing. All right. So next one that we got, 36. So we got to remember too, this was during the pandemic era. So not a big fan of it.
No, not at all.
keep in mind, this is when they started doing the 2 nights of Mania, night 1, night 2. But for what the circumstances were during this time, let's be
Yeah,
honest, it wasn't all that.
it
If
wasn't all
anything,
that. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it mid. I'm gonna put it C tier.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm gonna put it mid.
No. I think you should put it good.
Good.
Yeah,
Mm.
good. The reason I
Wow.
say you gotta look at the time frame. I just feel like you gotta take everything into account when we rank at WrestleManias. Like, I just think we can't just say, okay, match card, the stars, and then okay, good or bad. Like, we gotta think about the circumstances. Drew winning, come on, man.
Yeah, Drew winning. I mean, that was cool. Won't lie, that was cool. He held it down
Come
during
on,
the pandemic era.
the Firefly Funhouse.
That was pretty cool as well too. I'll give you that. But then you just got to take into account too. Like you had some like filler matches that really weren't like, okay, why is it on the card? Like, why is it there? You know, you had what Alistair
Bro,
Black and Bobby Lashley. You had Otis versus Dolph
Bro,
Ziggler.
Edge versus Randy, the Firefly Funhouse match, the Boneyard match with Undertaker and AJ Styles.
Those
Bro,
are the couple of
like,
matches that were pretty
these are
good.
classics. I'm not gonna. Those 3 matches were classics. I'm not gonna lie. This is Edge on his return. This is John Cena and this Bray Wyatt match is gonna go down in Hall of Fame history.
Wait,
So
who's
that
for?
Undertaker and AJ Styles match was cinematic. It was very different, but it was good. I'm not gonna lie. This is the best performance we got of Undertaker in the last couple of years.
True. I mean, it was his last match too. Even though it was cinematic, it was his last match against the phenomenal one AJ. But it just for me, just this Mania, it just didn't feel right because you know a lot of people got taken out the card because of COVID, which obviously is understandable circumstances during the time. But just overall, like I just think it's just a mid pay-per-view. You know, like obviously you have Edge Randy. That was probably my favorite match out of the whole weekend. Drew Brock. I mean, it was cool.
Nah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. They gonna kill you for this one, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They gonna kill
Hold
you
on,
for
hold on,
this
hold on,
one.
hold on, hold on. So what's the tier list all about, right?
All right, so yeah, for everybody, you know, this is Yael. He's joining in with us.
Nice to meet y'all.
Basically, we're doing the Mania rankings from 30 to 39. Right now, we're on 36. So far, we got for Hall of Fame Mania 31. For Amazing tier, we got 35. For Good tier, we got. Hold on one second. Zoom in here real quick. For Good tier, we got 30 and 33. Mid 36. Well, we're still discussing 36. Bad, we got WrestleMania 32, and then horrible worst, we got Mania 34.
Now, all right, now hear me out, right?
Yep.
I say put 30 at Hall of Fame. Now hear me out, right? Merely for the fact that the build up to Daniel Bryan winning at the very end was just so perfectly timed. Like the opening match was him versus Triple H. And basically he had to fight that one battle that he needed to get done to finally get his moment at WrestleMania. And once he beat Triple H, we all knew, I'm like, okay, all he needs is one more match and we get what we want. And once that moment happened where everything basically hit the fan and he won at the main event and you saw him hold both titles up and basically show that, yeah, that is that guy. Granted, his neck got broken afterwards, but basically that's the guy that's going to lead us into the next couple of years. That moment alone, I feel like deserves to be in Hall of Fame. Plus, there was a lot of other really good matches on that show that I believe that were really good matches on the show.
I respect that, bro. But right now, like, I'm going to keep that in mind because at the end, we're going to go over the tier list in its entirety to see if we want to make any changes. We'll discuss it. I'm going to keep that in mind, though. But right now, for 36, because we were just discussing that, I put it in mid. Savage wants to put it in good.
I'm fighting my case.
I mean, he has some valid points about that because there is some really
look,
good matches.
With 36, see, I could understand why you could put it in mid because like 36, it was around COVID times, and I mean there was no fans, and I feel like it takes away from like the big WrestleMania aspect when it comes to like not having fans around, and that's not really WWE's fault. That's more of just like a humanitarian fault. And so when it comes to WrestleMania 36, I liked a couple of matches on WrestleMania 36. I did. It was like that triple threat tag match that they had for the tag titles. That I thought was really good.
Are you talking about where they all like? It wasn't
It
with
was
the
like-
partners. It was just like the single. It was like a triple threat, but like
yeah, it was like a triple threat, but it was for like the SmackDown tag titles. It was like I messed with it because the match was low key kind of fun. And then what else? Drew and Brock Drew and Brock was what it was.
That's what I said. Like, it
I
was,
mean, like-
it was cool. It was,
I mean, it was cool, but I mean, like, I feel like Drew going into like when he won the Royal Rumble, he needed that crowd pop, and I feel like with the storyline that they're telling right now is that he just needed that crowd pop to make his WWE Championship run very significant. But of course, we have to talk about the other matches on the show. Not a lot of people are going to call them quote unquote matches because they were technically cinematic, but the Boneyard match to me was one of the best matches that they ever had in COVID times.
Yeah,
I
100%
hands down one of the best cinematic matches or even matches that happened during COVID times. I honestly think if we're taking away like the wrestling aspect from it and just going pure off like the
My
story.
fault, y'all. My fault. I gotta go do something real quick, but I'll be back later.
All good, bro. All good.
I bet.
I'll let you back in if anything.
bet.
But if we're talking about the pure aspect of the match, I would say, in my opinion, that the Boneyard match is like my top 15 best like WrestleMania matches that I've had. And of course, the Firefly Funhouse, Bray Wyatt, God rest his soul. It was just perfectly made. Like you had a man who had the mindset unlike anybody else for creativity, and he took that and went like tenfold and gave John Cena a whole different perspective on how his career probably could have went if his cards were played right. And to me, watching that, it just like, granted, it's not the best WrestleMania. It's not going to be at A tier or it's not going to be at S tier.
It's nothing too like, it's not spectacular. It's like because of the circumstances, like we keep mentioning.
Yeah.
It was during the pandemic, they had to change things on the fly. A lot of people got pulled out of the card, so they had to, improvise real quick. See, okay, we can't really have physical matches. We got to do some cinematic matches. We got to, improvise.
Yeah. So I would say that it does deserve a B tier, but I'm totally fine with it being at C tier because I get that not a lot of people liked the show due to the fact that it just wasn't no fans.
So I'm just gonna say C tier. Chris, you said B tier, right?
I said C tier.
You said C tier too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Honestly,
We'll keep it at that. That's fine.
We keep it at that. Like I said, at the end, we're gonna go over everything again. See if we want to change anything. Just a little review. So, on to the next Mania 37.
Mania 37.
Once again, let's keep in mind this was during the pandemic too, but there was a little bit of restrictions lifted, so fans were able to attend, but mask limited, social distancing, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards.
All right, so what are we thinking?
Now, hear me out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually really liked this Mania. I thought that this Mania was perfectly made in certain substances. I think that the Roman Reigns, Edge, Daniel Bryan triple threat was one of the best matches on that card.
If I'm being honest, like if we had to go back and look at all of Roman's matches during his historic run,
I would say the triple threat match was the best one.
It's arguable to say it's his best one, but for to generalize everything, is top 3. It's definitely top 3. Definitely top 3. So
Roman's top 5.
And honestly, I will say this: any match that Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan will ever have with anyone will be a really great match.
Mm-hmm.
I will personally put it at 8. At 8 here. It was a really good show. Plus, Sasha Banks versus Bianca doesn't get talked about as much. Really
History
phenomenal.
history made there too. The first
History
two
made
black
there
women in
too.
the main event,
Two black
pay
women
per
in the main
view,
event.
and great storytelling of the match. Great performances by the two women.
Yeah. I honestly believe that WrestleMania 37 was a top tier show. And we'll get to the last two right here, but I also have an opinion on the last two shows as well.
But for 37, like I just want to go over like the match card and everything that's on there. So yeah, let's see. Matt Riddle, Sheamus for the United States title. That
Really
was
good
solid. That was solid.
match.
Damian Priest, Bad Bunny versus Miz and Morrison. That match literally exceeded my expectations. I did not expect Bad Bunny to go in that match being a really solid wrestler and have a really solid performance, and he did that exactly. He exceeded my expectations, just to generalize it.
Mhm.
What else? What was on that card?
Drew versus Bobby for a good 15 minutes was a really good match.
True. Pros for that match. I'm glad Bobby got his Mania moment. It was long overdue. It's been in the making. Cons, it sucks Drew couldn't really win that World Heavyweight or the WWE title in front of a crowd. But nonetheless, it was a really good way to start off Mania 37 for night one. What else? What else was on that card?
Oh, almost an AJ versus the New Day. That was decent.
Oh yeah, for versus New Day for the tag titles. Yeah, that was decent.
That was a good match.
What else? What about the Intercontinental title? What was that match?
Oh, Apollo versus E.
Oh, with the what was it? The Nigerian drum match or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
I was kind of disappointed in that. I hated the finish. I hated how Commander Aziz came in. Biggie should have won that. Should have had his Mania moment because if Kofi got his, he should have got his. And then eventually Xavier should get his, but I don't know. But overall, yeah, Mania 37. I'm gonna put it in amazing. I agree with that. There's a lot of things that stood out during that time period, especially being 1 year into COVID and all that, and all the circumstances. They made everything work, and they did their best. But now moving on to pretty much post pandemic, or all restrictions getting thrown out the window on Mania 38. So what are we thinking?
Mania 38. See, look, let's get it out the way. The ending was so bad for night 2. It was just wasn't good.
Yeah,
I mean, they built it up as like the greatest yada yada of all time, and I mean, it was just another Brock and Roman match. Just another Brock and Roman match.
before you joined the stream, we were talking about Brock and Roman's match at 31. And we're talking about how that it was their first match, and the fact that they haven't been able to top that says everything you need to know. It's like, damn, they did it one time, only had one good match, and they couldn't top that.
So we're just gonna act like
I say the only other good match that they've had.
Wait,
in my opinion,
1 second, yeah, Chris, what did you say?
the SummerSlam match. We're gonna act like that wasn't good.
What? SummerSlam 2022?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something. The only thing that comes close to that match was the SummerSlam match in 2022.
Close, but I still think 31 is their best match. Like the chemistry, the storytelling, everything. Like
I only like it. Yeah, I only like it because Brock pulled out the forklift. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And then he fucking lifted up the whole entire ring. Like, damn.
Yeah, that was a crazy SummerSlam. I'm not gonna even lie. That was insane. But back to Mania 38. So obviously the main event for night 2, very underwhelming. Let's talk about Bianca.
Bianca versus Becky. I obviously didn't. I don't think I wanted Bianca to win at the time because just never really been a big fan of hers. But I don't disregard the talent that's there.
I respect that. Like I said, see, stuff like that is perfectly fine. Like, you don't necessarily have to be a fan of a wrestler, but if you could just respect the work or like the talent that they have, it's doable. But yeah, Becky, Bianca, That was a really great match. I think that's one of the best matches Bianca's had, and one of the best matches Becky's had. Cody Rhodes returning to WWE.
That fucking burger.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I was a Cody fan at first. Like, I liked what he was doing and everything, but over time, completely fell out of being a fan of him. Like,
You
I'm
know what's
sorry.
crazy? You know what's crazy? This was the debut of Logan Paul.
Oh, we should. Yeah.
You're right. He teamed up with The Miz against the Mysterios before Don
Yeah.
was in Judgment Day.
Amazing match. Amazing match.
Remember what I said about Bad Bunny when we were talking about 37? How my expectations for him into the match was like, okay, he's probably not going to do that well. It was the same thing for Logan Paul. Didn't think he was going to have a good showing. He exceeded my expectations. He went out there and he balled.
Yep. And then Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens, I think, was a really good match. And then
my favorite match from the entire weekend, honestly, was was it Sammy versus Johnny Knoxville?
That's another thing.
Sammy versus Johnny Knoxville was so good, and it didn't have to be that good.
It had no business being good at all.
It didn't. It really didn't. Because I remember people were complaining, oh, why is Johnny Knoxville on the card? Why isn't this wrestler on the card?
Sammy literally himself praised that match after.
I think that's one of Sammy's best matches ever. Even though he lost, it's still one of his best matches ever. Because he shows what he could do as a worker. Like, he could work with anybody, and he can make anybody look good.
Oh, shit. Freaking Edge versus AJ Styles was on this match. Was on this show. Okay, hear me out.
Underwhelming.
Hear me out. It was really, really good up until the end. Edge versus AJ Styles were having a really good, solid match, and then Damian Priest, out of nowhere, comes out and is like helps out Edge, and then their explanation was like so cliche, like Raw after Mania is like, oh, he's going to lead us to new heights. He's going Edge is going to lead us to the promised land where we belong, and then they kicked him out like a good couple of weeks after.
Yeah, that time, like, it was weird to me. I mean, the AJ and the Styles and Edge match, like, it was good in the beginning, but I felt like it dragged on a little bit too long. It started getting a little bit stale, and then the whole thing with Damian. But
yeah, but of course, yeah, continue. My bad.
But there's like other matches that overshadow that were a lot better. Let's see, Drew, Baron Corbin, that was decent. That was okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Of course, we got to talk about the best match.
Charlotte Ronda Rousey. Charlotte Ronda Rousey was
pretty good.
It was, because we all expected Ronda Rousey to win that because she won the Rumble. She's coming back. They were going to push her because of her star power. But it shocked me when Charlotte hit her with that big boot and won. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and of course we have to. Yeah, of course we have to talk about the best match on the card: Bobby Lashley versus Omos. Come on, baby.
Oh yeah. Yes. The best match of the weekend. Almost go. Yeah.
Yeah, my boy Omos doing his thing, being big like he's supposed to be.
Bobby shouldn't have won.
Nah, he should have won. He should have won there.
Should have, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
What else was on that card? I'm pretty sure. What was the Intercontinental Championship match?
The IC title match? I think
there wasn't one. There wasn't one.
I don't think
you're right.
Yeah, there wasn't any.
Oh, I know what it was. Ricochet defended that on SmackDown in a triple threat. I think it was against like Humberto.
Yeah, the IC title wasn't on here either.
I don't think the US title wasn't on there. Yeah.
We had Ronda versus Charlotte. I mean,
yeah, we just talked about
boots. That was some butt.
Yeah, like I said, I was shocked when Ronda lost. I was like, wait, they made Ronda lose after winning the Rumble.
New Day versus the Brawling Brutes was on here.
Like a 5-minute match that was dedicated.
Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory was on here.
Didn't Vince have a match too?
Yeah, Vince fought Pat McAfee after. Yeah,
that was so terrible that it was so funny.
Yeah,
we had the Usos versus
Shinsuke and Rick Boogs.
Yeah, but if I have to give WrestleMania 38 a rating, I say good. I say it was a good WrestleMania. It was a solid. Yeah. It was a solid WrestleMania.
It was good because this was the last Mania under the Vince era, and it kind of went out with a couple bangers. Bianca, Becky, Cody, Seth, Ronda, Charlotte. Can't deny that was a pretty solid match.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll say it's good. I'll say it's good. It's good. Put it up there. All right, and last but not least,
Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Don't care. Hall of Fame.
least
Hall of Fame.
39. I went to this Mania, and it was probably one of the best experiences of my life. Like, both nights equally.
Theme was perfect. The match
Hall-
card was perfect.
Hall
The
of Fame. Thing is, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This was so close to being my number one favorite WrestleMania of all time. It was so close. The amount, like, think about it. Everybody went in thinking that, oh well, this is a Triple H WrestleMania. I don't know how this is gonna be. I don't know how this is gonna work. How's he gonna pull all this off? And he pulled it off to the utmost perfection. Every match on that card was banger after banger after banger after banger. I feel like the only match that was disappointing was Austin Theory versus John Cena. And no discredit to either man, it wasn't going the way it was supposed to go. But other than that, that show is a 10 out of 10 show to me.
I agree with you. Like I said with WrestleMania 31, which is one of my favorite manias. Well, actually, my favorite mania of all time. 39 is coming in at number 2 for me. Just due to the fact I was there, the experience, the moments that we got from that mania. Let's see. The main event for night 1, Sami and KO versus the Usos. The Usos, who have been on this hot streak with one of the greatest tag team title reigns of all time.
They had fucking Uzi introduce them too.
Bro.
Oh.
What else? So,
Seth
obviously, you mentioned Seth versus
versus
Logan.
Charlotte.
Another instance where it's like, yeah, Seth and Logan. Another instance where it was like, okay, is Logan really gonna like work with Seth? Is he really gonna have a good showing with them? And he did. He definitely did. Probably one of the best matches of that weekend.
Yes. Freaking Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley, in my opinion, goes down as one of the best women's WrestleMania matches of all time.
Without a doubt.
I don't care. You could say whatever the fuck you want to say about like her title run going so far. That one match at WrestleMania 39, her going in with low expectations. A lot of people thinking, oh, it's Charlotte. She's going to obviously win. And her having an outstanding performance, a star-making performance, and winning at WrestleMania, it sold me right there. It sold me.
It did too, because here's the thing about that. Just take it back to Mania 36. One of the matches I forgot to mention when we were talking about 36 was Charlotte versus Rhea for the NXT Women's Championship. Fast forward 3 years later, Rhea got her get back. She lost at Mania 36. She elevated herself. She reinvented herself, and she defeated Charlotte and won the bigger title.
Yes. And it's just like freaking Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio.
Oh my God.
Was father versus. Think about it. Everybody going into that match wanted Dominic to get his ass beat, man. The freaking
and he did. He definitely did. The John and everything.
He got whipped on live television, and I'm like, there's no way. And then they're gonna run it back in a tag match this year. I say that if Rey Mysterio ever decides to put the boots down, it has to be against Dominic Mysterio. It just has to.
It has to be.
It has to be.
It has to be.
Freaking what else was on here? The tag team showcase. Amazing.
Oh, both tag team showcases. Like, I won't even lie. There was times where it was like, okay, why are these matches on the card? Like, these are just filler matches. But those matches were worth, like, they were worthy of being on that card because everybody just showed out. Like, it was a really intense, like, filler match.
I think in my opinion, other than the Elimination Chamber, this tag team showcased Montez Ford to the utmost ability. I loved it. It was amazing. I had fun watching it. And then of course we get to night two. Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. The best match out of all of 2023, in my opinion,
Yep.
in
That was in
WWE.
my top 3. When I made my top 10 matches of 2023, that was in my top 3. But just one thing I want to say, when it comes to these stretches of WrestleMania right now from 30 to 39, the amount of great triple threats we've gotten out of these, dude, triple threats at Mania, they're the best thing ever.
They really are.
Like, you can't, like, it's just like night 2, night 1 was like, okay, here's what you're packed in for. Here's we're gonna take you on this ride, and then night 2 just takes you. I'm like, yeah, now we're gonna get to the good part, and it's just like match after match after match. Bianca versus Asuka, freaking
Really good.
Edge versus Finn Balor was pretty damn good.
It was solid. It was solid. I mean, there was that part where what was it? I think Finn Balor busted his head open or something like
Yeah,
that.
he
Real
busted his head
Stitches.
open. It was kind of scary for most
It
people.
kind of stopped the match a little bit, but then they, went about their thing.
Freaking one of the best matches on the card, Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Why was that so good? Why was that actually really good?
It was.
I'm like, there's
Obviously.
no way they made me interested in Brock Lesnar versus Omos. And I'm like, what? There's no way.
Wait, hold on,
And then
whoa. Why won't you be interested in the greatest of all time?
Oh, you mean
Omos?
Omos?
Of course,
Omos go.
Omos Sapien. But like,
Omos
everybody, everybody just went in and was like, oh, well, Brock Lesnar's probably gonna beat him or something. I'm like, nah, I believed in my Omos Sapien. I believed it.
Hey, even though Omos lost, Omos go, he lost. Still great match.
Almost would have literally killed Brock's career if he would have won.
Yes, and of course, we gotta get the match out of the way. Roman versus Cody, one of the best matches, one of the best matches in Mania history. Granted, the ending really pissed me off. That's probably why it's not my number 1. But
I'm on the other side. I wasn't too mad about that. Solo
okay, I get it. Okay, look, I get it. I get it. You and a lot of people in the Brotherhood, you don't like Cody. That's fine, and that's fine. That's fine. I have no means by Cody, and I have no means by Roman. Roman, phenomenal wrestler, has had a phenomenal streak, has had a phenomenal run, has probably been the best run of his life. Cody came back, did his shit, beat Seth Rollins like 3 different times, made Jason cry a couple of times. It is what it is. I'm like, and I'm like, but me, I wanted Cody to finish the story mainly because I wanted to get it over with. That is basically my eyes going into this WrestleMania coming up this Saturday and Sunday.
Dude, someone's Discord is going crazy right now. Holy
I
shit.
know. I'm hearing that right now.
Oh, my bad. That's I'm on my laptop, so that's
you're good, bro. You're good. It's all right.
But basically, I want him to finish the story more than anything, so I can get it over with, and I want to see how fans will react. Mainly by saying, I'm like, okay, he's won the gold. Now what? What is next if Cody wins the gold? What is going to happen if Cody wins the gold? Because we all know Roman's taking one hell of a hiatus. He's taking one hell of a break after this match. So whether the outcome, Roman isn't going to be there for a good couple of months. So if Cody wins, I want to see where they're going to go from this.
That's a good observation, good question. What's next after this whole bloodline saga? What's gonna happen? I mean, we know potentially The Rock is gonna turn on Roman. That's what it's looking like.
Yes,
and it's probably gonna start for Roman and The Rock at SummerSlam or maybe Mania 41 in Minnesota. But what's next for Cody specifically? Who's he gonna defend the title against? Is he gonna have a rematch against Roman? Is he gonna what's gonna be next? What's next in the story?
Because I feel like in my opinion, I don't think anyone's ever going to be at the level that Roman was at that time.
Wait, what happened? Come Tuesday, might have a match at Standard Delivered.
Oh yeah, that's right. NXT's on right now. So Von Wagner is gonna have a match.
Von Wagner.
Let me cook. Omos versus Von Wagner.
Oh, Match of all time, right there.
Match of
That'd be
all
the
time.
greatest match of all time.
That would be the match of the year if that
Oh.
happened.
Match of the fucking.
Dave Meltzer will get that like 7 stars. Like,
Bro, screw 7 stars, bro. 11 stars.
11,
Oh,
something
100
like that.
stars.
Only
Like,
11
what are we
stars?
talking about?
Billion stars. Boom.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mania
Oh, why is it
39.
Italian on the NXT?
Mania 39, Hall of Fame instantly. I don't care.
No, it definitely goes. This was the first. Yeah, this was the first Mania under the Triple H regime, and he cooked. He definitely cooked.
He definitely cooked.
Like, I barely have any bad thing to say about this Mania, just because I was there. But if I had to be unbiased, all the matches cooked, the stories cooked, the payoffs at the end were worth it. A lot of memorable moments too. Sammy and KO, best friends, main eventing, winning the tag titles together, the titles that they never won.
Bro,
You know,
I'm about tired of Natalia taking her dumbass to NXT.
oh, Natalia.
I'm like, bro, retire.
See, okay. I know I troll a lot when it comes to Natalia.
Nah,
And I always tend to say, whether it's on TikTok or it's in the chat, that Natalia's the GOAT. All right. Now, do I think there's a lot of credibility to her? Yes, I do kind of think that. But do I think her as a wrestler is entertaining? Hell no. But I'm like, it's just, she's not good. She's not good, man.
she's
I get she came from the Hart family dungeon, and I get that her father's Jim Neidhart and stuff like that, but it's just like she just granted, is she technically sound? Yes. Yes. Can she wrestle somewhat? Yes. But just her as like an entertainer and her trying to appease to the crowd, it's just not there, man.
I'll say this because I know we're sidetracked, but it's all good. Natalia, back in her prime, what, 2010 to 2017, Hooper. She could wrestle. But past after that, you know, past her prime, hang it up. Hang it up. You could be a talent scout, you could be a coach, but I think it's time to hang it up. Respectfully.
Yeah, bro. And she basically beat my entire wife. Like, what are we doing, Sean?
Who's your wife?
Cora Jade. What you?
True. But all right. So, before anything, does anybody? So overall, let's just go over the tier list. So Hall of Fame, we have 31 and 39. We're all in agreement of that.
That's perfect.
Amazing. A tier. So we got 35 and 37.
Mm-hmm.
We all agree with that?
Yes.
All right. And then good. We have 30, 33, and 38. Now, yeah, I remember earlier you did mention something about 30. I know you were cooking with 30. You're saying that it should be amazing or Hall of Fame. I forgot which one you said.
I said it def needs to be either an A or S tier. I'm fine with an A, but if it's an S tier, then it's 100% worth an S tier. I think there was a lot of matches on that show that were really good that deserve an S tier. Just if we even take the Daniel Bryan moment out of it, the shock factor of Brock Lesnar beating the Undertaker, and the amount of silence that went throughout the entire arena when the ref counted 1, 2, 3 to the mat, and everyone was shooketh. I still see that freaking one dude in the crowd with his face shocked as hell every single time with that meme everywhere, and I'm like, it's just a moment. It's a moment in time. Like, no one ever in their right mind at that time thought that Undertaker was ever going to lose at WrestleMania. And when it happened, people lost their mind. They at that moment, they hated Brock Lesnar. I mean, right now people hate Brock Lesnar for another reason, but like they hated Brock Lesnar. like he was the biggest heel in the company because he took away the one aspect of WrestleMania that everybody loved, which was the streak. And it's just it shocked me watching it as like as a young person. I think about it. WrestleMania 30 came out when I was like in elementary school. So me as
I was 13. I was like literally. I just became a teenager during that
Yeah.
time.
I was like,
yeah, like bro, me as a kid, bro, like watching it, I was like, there's no way that they just did this. There's no way that the Undertaker just lost. The Undertaker is supposed to be undefeated. The Undertaker is supposed to like he's supposed to wreck shop over people like him. I'm like, and the reality kicked in. I'm like, yeah, he just lost, and I'm like, it makes no sense. Now, granted, also people might hate the John Cena and Bray Wyatt match because Bray Wyatt lost. That's fine, but you can't tell me that the build-up and the storyline going into it was amazing.
Oh, they were cooking. We were literally talking about that in the beginning of the stream. Just
Yeah.
the fact that Cena's able to make somebody look that strong and make somebody look that good, even when he wins and defeats the person. That's why he's the GOAT. That's why I think John Cena is the greatest wrestler of all time.
I was scared shitless of Bray Wyatt as a youngin, bro. Like him, like me watching that promo and watching that promo package of him and John Cena, I was like, damn, this man John Cena might actually lose. What the hell? And I'm like, it's just like it scared me. I'm like, damn, this dude just never faced somebody like this. And then of course, there's a whole bunch of other WrestleMania 30 matches. There's the Shield, and there's the Shield versus I think was it?
It was the Shield versus the New Age Outlaws and Corporate Kane. It was a squash match.
It was a squash match, yeah.
Do
But
we
like,
hear about the Kane joke?
Huh?
The Kane joke?
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Not the Kane joke I made.
What Kane? Oh, yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you
If
know.
you know, you know.
Kane looks like an uncircumcised penis.
That's crazy. That's
actually insane, bro. Yo, if you know, you know. It's from the streams. It's from the 2K streams.
It's from the streams. If you know, you know. By the way, I don't know if you guys are going to be on later, later tonight, but your boy finally got his PS5 back.
Yeah,
finally gonna be on later tonight.
Oh wait, no! Don't tell me that means you're gonna bring back 100 overall Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah, no, it's back. It's back. Right. It's back like crack. I'm telling you, I'm letting you know right now.
Hey, we'll get on after this, but overall, so let's just like look at the rest of the things here just to see we're all on the same page.
Yeah, I'm trying to get off of this. I'm tired.
It's all good, bro. It's all good, bro. We'll cut it short in a little bit, but so good. Maybe 30, 33, 38. It is a good case to having an amazing, so it could be like right in the middle right there. Same thing could be said for 35. I agree with that. Mid 36, we all agree with that. Bad 32, and then horrible worst 34. We all agree that is the worst Mania out of these 10. So before we get off here, you know, what is your guys' favorite WrestleManias? I already said mine, Mania 31. But Chris, what is your favorite WrestleMania of all time?
God, this is tough. I don't know. 33. That's one of mine, just because I was there. I was there from that 33 to 35 stretch. Seeing the Hardys return was obviously awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But that I feel like that carried that Mania. Besides just the fucking opener. 34, obviously, god awful.
Yeah.
35, seeing Kofi win was probably the greatest thing ever.
You were there for history. That's awesome.
2 parts of history. First, Women's Mania main event, and then Kofi wasn't the first black man to win the title, obviously, unless we don't count The Rock or Booker T.
Wait, I think they mean like fully, you know, for the WWE Championship, but yeah. And Yael, what is your favorite WrestleMania?
Now, fun fact. This is the first WrestleMania I've ever went to that I got to like go to live. So it holds a near dear part of my heart. So my favorite WrestleMania is WrestleMania 26. It was the first. It was the first Mania I ever went to. My mom and my dad took me to go watch it. It was a really good it was a really good pay-per-view. WWE Access at that time was really cool. And if we're just talking about the show aspect, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. Undertaker giving Shawn his last match and being one of the greatest matches of all time.
Yep.
And that in my mind was just an amazing match. Hands down from start to finish was an amazing match. Now, do I think the WrestleMania 25 match was better? Yeah, I do. It was a really good match, but when it comes to sentimental value to me, WrestleMania 26 takes the cake all day. The match they had was phenomenal. The promo package going in when it had running up that hill and playing in the background and just showing how much Shawn Michaels wanted it and how much Shawn Michaels needed to beat the Undertaker and just needed this one win, this one victory for the Undertaker, then it's just it brought me to tears, dude. Like the night like the Raw after WrestleMania, I was watching Shawn Michaels's retirement promo, and like I was bawling my eyes out. Like my mom came downstairs and I was watching in the living room and she told me, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, yeah, because my favorite wrestler just retired, and I'm like Shawn Michaels was like my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. Of course, like Kurt Angle is like my top 3, top 1, and it's like just that match alone, just like it takes the cake, and it takes the cake for me. Of course, there's Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk that I thought was a really good match. I thought the Money in the Bank match, watching it live was really cool. And Evan Bourne doing that spot off the ladder was sick as hell.
Yeah.
And the Legacy Triple Threat to me was really good. John Cena versus Batista. It was back when I was a kid, when I was a huge ass John Cena fan, and I thought it was a really cool match. And just overall, WrestleMania 26 just takes the cake for me.
Respect that, man. Like I said, that first Mania will always forever. Can't even speak right. That first ever Mania will ever be special in your heart. Like it will forever be in a special place in your heart. Like just the whole experience, walking through the doors, just going into the arena, sitting in your seats, just seeing the presentation, the stage, the entrances, just being there live. Great experience. But yeah, so.
No, but we're some real thing. My actual favorite WrestleMania of all time is definitely 39.
39.
I think this is the first Mania I watched fully. Honestly, I didn't watch it. No, because I skipped the majority of 36. That's how much I didn't care about it.
Yeah.
Now,
36 disappointing.
Now I know we got to end the stream here, but I want to ask one quick question. What would be your guys' favorite WrestleMania match? Like if you had to go, you could watch it over and over again. What would be your favorite WrestleMania match?
Man, you're hitting me with a hard question right here because I can name a bunch, but I don't know which one I could land on.
Let's go with 3. How about that? Well, let's go with 3.
All right, 3. So we'll go 1, Reigns versus Bryan versus Edge. I made it 37. I want to say Rollins versus Finn Balor versus Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. Made it 34. And then I want to say the main event of Mania 30.
Sure.
Of course.
Like,
I'll say mine real quick. Now, for the people who aren't a part of the chat and like who aren't a part of the familia, this isn't gonna make any sense, but I am totally biased between these matches. Number 3, Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar.
Mania 19.
Yep. Number 2, the WrestleMania 22 Triple Threat. Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, and of course, obviously, number one, Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. I could watch that over and over again,
That's
back
so good.
and
That's
back
in my
and forth,
top 10. That's in my top 10.
forwards and backwards, and I would not get tired of it. I would not get bored of it. It's a really good match from start to finish. It shows the wrestling skills that both Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle had at the time, and it's just like, for me, a masterclass in wrestling.
Chris, what are your three?
But also, Kurt Angle's the GOAT, and I don't care because Kurt Angle's the GOAT.
Yeah, we know. 100 of our Kurt Angle is enough to tell us.
Yes.
I'm
My
gonna
guy
say
right
one that I'm gonna say one that y'all said. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. That was a really good one. One that's not my top three that's also very good is Kurt versus Eddie. That match is so good. I'm gonna think here, dude. Shit. Usos
No, there's a
versus
lot of good matches, man.
Usos versus Sammy and KO.
It's a lot of good matches.
No, this is solid right there.
Then I'm probably last one. I think I'm gonna Roman versus Cody, 39.
Don't blame you. That match was really good. That great storytelling because now that's gonna add to what we're gonna be seeing this
And we're
weekend.
gonna see Roman retain again, obviously.
But yeah, we're gonna end it right there. Appreciate everybody that showed out today for the first ever live stream. It's gonna be an ongoing thing. Tomorrow we got WrestleMania 40 predictions. Yeah, so appreciate y'all for showing out. All my socials are gonna be in the link in the bio on my YouTube.
Yeah, do
See
not
you.
follow him at all.
See ya.
Later.